To the women with daddy issues. My father had trouble keeping his word on things that didn't require a price tag. So he banked on showing me love that I learned to withdraw. He had no regard for keeping promises, so words were always spent before I could cash in on them. Now all I do is give men credit before taking into account how their actions never register. I have a history of dating men who don't do what they say. There's a long list of statements in transactions that have left me overdrawn. See, there's a repeated cycle I noticed at the end of every billing period. I'm always depositing more than I should. Once things start becoming routine, you start saving your funds so that you could transfer to checking. Checking to make sure he is who he says he is. Checking to make sure he meets the profile. Checking to make sure everything balances out. See, women with daddy issues have overdraft protection, so whatever happens between us will always go through. Disappointment after disappointment has taught me that they were all tellers. They told me nice things, told me exactly what I needed to hear, so I never checked my receipt. It took me meeting a man who did what he said he was going to do, invested his funds, and told me his feelings were mutual. It was hard to create a bond at first, but now we have stock. The problem I have now is knowing when to hold him accountable. Women with daddy issues don't get this far because we are taught to never accrue interest, taught to never break because men won't change. See, he's the reason why I'll never fold, taught us that hustling is a part of the game. He's the reason I'll always bet on black. Daddy issues is the reason why my latest gamble has left me empty-handed, and now I've got to file emotional bankruptcy because money can't erase the pain. I've stoically computed love and hate as mere numbers without looking at the sign, and I ask God to give me a sign, which actually means I don't want one, which means I don't need you, which means his absence is present. So to the women who are still dealing with daddy issues, learn to turn your emotional currency into an investment. I stopped blaming my self-worth on my father's financial illiteracy, and I learned to make sure that the exchange rate in all of my relationships was equal. See, money is not everything, but value is. And I learned that talk is cheap and real love shouldn't cost a thing. The time that I spent focusing on me taught me that self-care is priceless, and I am unwilling to bargain.